Greetings! I welcome you now in the love and light of the One Infinite Creator. This reading is for Scorpio. These are general energy readings. Take what feels right, spit all the rest out. With that being said, I'm just going to shuffle the deck, and then we'll get into your reading. A little bit stuffy. Oh, that was hard shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, past, present, future. In the past, worry, stress. There's something really on your that's on your mind, you know. In the current energy, we get the Empress reversed. There's a need to be more nurturing, to be more loving, to be more to be, I don't know. You're just out of your power in the current energy. So with the Empress reverse, so you're not really doing that. That's so hot right now. You know. In the future, we get the Knight of Cups reversed, representing the need to learn, you know, especially about how you can communicate your way through things with the Knight of the Knight of Cups. I was thinking it was the Page of Cups. Sorry, the Knight of Cups is actually more about being of service. So it's going to be very important to help others and do what you can to help others, you know. It's not going to be about learning. You already know. You should already know deep inside that you know, a lot, like more than enough to take on the world, you know. With the Empress, it's just you need to transmute some of the negatives into positives, you know. Turn lead into gold. You need to flip the energies flip the world on its head, you know. You need to, sometimes you have to do that, you know. Sometimes you have to flip the whole world, the whole thing around, you know, in your mind, and at the end of the day, your mind is the world, you know, in this sense. So, in the future, it's going to be very important to help others. You know, if you want to be able to overcome, it's just going to be about being more loving and then helping others more. You know, if you don't want to be stressed out about things, then you need to relieve yourself of worry and doubt. Actually, let's look at the Nine of Swords in the past. Let's do a card over the Nine of Swords. This reading is actually looking really bad. You know, now that I look at it, you know, again, you get two reversals that you don't want reversed. You know, or two cards that you don't want reversed: the Empress and the Knight of Cups, in your present and future energy, and then in the past is has the Nine of Swords. So, which is a card of stress and worry. So, you know, there's a lot of there's no positives here. There's only negatives, really. You know. So let's pull a card just to see, you know, see if there's more negative or if we can get some positive going here. Okay, so there's the Eight of Pentacles. What you've been really worried and stressed out about might be work. You know, maybe work's got you stressed out. With the Eight of Pentacles. And so you're not really, maybe you're not able to achieve what you really want to achieve. Maybe you want to be the Empress. You want to be more loving, but you haven't you haven't gone within and done enough of the work yet, you know, to really be in your power and be the best version of yourself. Which would be to reverse this Empress energy back into, you know, into its regular, you know, like, yeah, or, you know, yeah. Let's see here. So you're stressed out about work, right? Okay. That's what's causing you, and you're a little worried. You're a little, or you want a little bit. Sorry, there's something blocking me here. It's very important to not try and control things. You know, if you want to be at the best of your ability, in the truest sense, let's see here. I'm losing my train of thought. Or something. It's not. Or something was blocking me. That's what I felt. But then it kind of like vanishes as soon as I mention it. You know. So there's someone trying to block you. You know, and they're trying to get away with hurting you. You know, in some way. I don't. You know, maybe by like even you know, maybe subconsciously, you know this. Interesting. Someone wants you to believe, or somebody wants to manipulate you. I get the sense that somebody, maybe at work or something, wants to, you know, take advantage of your good nature or something. Like, and with the Knight of Cups in your future, you know, you know, you should be showing up like a knight, like somebody who's righteous and does the right thing. You know, it's just about I don't know. It's interesting. You can look at things in multiple different ways, right? But at the end of the day, you have to be. You don't have to be anything. I don't know. Let's pull a couple cards over the reversals. The Empress and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so we get the Four of Cups in the current energy. Unfortunately, you're having troubles really manifesting what you want for yourself. Which is, I already knew that, you know. You know. So God, or the Creator, is trying to offer you opportunity, maybe like, you know, other opportunities, but you're not really interested. You know, you want to stick with whatever whatever it is that you're doing right now, like your work, or like whatever it is you do. Skill, your trade, your work, your craft, your job. You want to keep it, you know, and you're a little bit, and that's why you're so worried. It's because you have something to lose. See, you know, it's much easier when you don't have anything to lose, to to make changes. You know, it's way easier to make changes when you don't have anything to lose. When you have something to lose, that's when it's unfortunate, because you end up having to bow your head, you know, and you end up having to, and not willingly bowing your head, having to forcibly, you know, even when people aren't necessarily being very nice, or even when they're not serving you, you still have to sometimes bow your head to them. And it's like, you know, I'm not really happy with that, and I don't want to try new things and have to start from ground zero again. And that's the energy I'm getting. In the future, with the second card here, we get the Eight of Cups reversed. You need more experience. You need to garner more experience, right? It's all going to be about trying new things, and unless you really do want to just, I don't know, like, trying new things, but you don't, but not necessarily, um, you know, a new job, because your work life is going good. It's just going to be about letting go of that stress that's holding you back from gaining the experience that you need, from being the best version of yourself, which could be, you really could be showing up with, as loving and really hardworking, you know, you're showing up hardworking, but not really loving enough, and there's the need, there's still that need to help others, with the Knight of Cups reversed, in your future. So focus on helping others, focus on being more loving, helping others, and gaining more experience in other ways, rather than not necessarily, I mean, like, you don't necessarily want to quit your job or nothing. You want to keep that going, but you want to alleviate the stress, and you need to, you can only really do that by focusing, and going within yourself and calming your mind, going out into nature, clearing your energies in water, and or like, sound, or yeah. Yeah. So overall, there's a lot of work to be done, and I wish you well. Namaste.